Welcome back, everyone. Glad you are here with us again today. And those of you who are going to watch the recording, today we are going to make a sloppy joe. We're going to use ground turkey again, one of my favorites. And I have it already in the skillet. So I'm going to put the screen down so you can see. So in the skillet is the ground turkey already. And this one calls to add some vegetables to it. So you may have a favorite recipe that you like to make for sloppy joes. I know we have a family recipe, but ours doesn't call for any kind of vegetables to go in it. And if you're not a fan of ground turkey because maybe you aren't, you think it doesn't have a lot of taste to it, these vegetables will add a lot of flavor to it. And so make it taste really well. My husband, who is not a big fan of ground turkey, loved this sloppy joes that I made. So that was a win for me. So what I'm going to add to it is half a cup of chopped up onion. We'll add that in there. And then we have a half a cup of green pepper, chopped up really fine. Let me get a spoon here. And something maybe you wouldn't think of, celery. A half a cup of celery is going in here as well. Again, these will be a recipe that Brandon will share with you in your food box. So I'm just going to kind of mix this up a little bit. Now, the recipe does not call for it, but I know with my family, it has to have some pepper. So I'm going to add a little bit of pepper here in it. And then I'm just going to turn it on, and it's going to need to cook for approximately 15 minutes. So after I share the screen and we get started on the presentation, you may hear me kind of stirring this around a little bit. So here we go to start. So the start of our sloppy joe. I'll go ahead and share the screen so that we can start our presentation for today. Today we are going to be talking about sugary beverages. In there. Sorry. Brandon, there is some feedback.
Okay.
And I'm not sure why.
Hey, Tom, on your since you have two devices, I think we're getting feedback from that.
I think what happened is I got connected here. Okay.
Let's see if I can. Oops. Cut them off.
Okay, are we good? I don't hear it now.
Yeah, so, I think it was his two devices weren't syncing up. Yeah.
So Tom, just so you know, because I have two devices going too, a lot of times if you will put earbuds in both of them, that will help keep that feedback from happening. So I only learned that from trial and error. So last week we were talking about eating more fruits and vegetables. So I hope that some of you tried the snacks that we had, the vegetable wrap and the apple wrap. Tom already told me that he tried both of those and liked both of those really well. Tiffany and Martha, I hope, and Paxton, I hope you all were able to try those as well, and maybe even make that healthier ranch dip to go along with it. And so back to, eating more fruits and vegetables and having snacks. Eating snacks helps you to maintain energy between your meals. Some important reasons why we want to eat more fruits and vegetables is because they help keep you well. They help keep your body in balance, which helps you stay at a healthy weight. They help you heal faster. They help keep your eyes, skin, bones, teeth, and hair healthy. And they give you long-lasting energy. And it's really important to try to eat a variety of fruits and vegetables each day. So again, today we are going to be focusing on beverages and all the different things that we typically drink. And so I usually show this to kids when I'm presenting and ask, do these taste sweet? And most of the time, everyone says, yes, apple juice tastes sweet, soft drinks taste sweet, but the sugar that makes them taste sweet are very different. In juice, we're going to have natural sugar. And in the sodas, those kinds of things, we're going to have added sugar. So we'll talk a little bit about the difference between those two today. The kinds of sugar in 100% fruit juices are natural sugars. Just by looking at the fruit, you're not going to be able to see the sugar that's in it, but you can definitely taste it. That's many times why kids may sometimes prefer, even adults, we sometimes prefer fruits over vegetables because fruits taste sweeter and they have more natural sugar in them. When you eat and drink foods that contain natural sugar, you're also getting some good vitamins and minerals to help you stay healthy. And because 100% fruit juice contains so much natural sugar, doctors do recommend that children drink only about 1 small glass each day. And a lot of times for adults, they recommend maybe half a cup of juice or none at all, and just drink or just eat the fruit so that you're getting fiber, because with drinking juice, we are not getting fiber. So again, for kids, about 1 small glass, and adults is closer to about a half a cup of juice. Other drinks contain sugars that are not natural, and some examples of those that we have in our homes would be white sugar, brown sugar, and corn syrup. And these kinds of sugars are not naturally found in food and drinks. And so how do they get in there? They are added. And so at the factory, sugar can be added when the food or drink is being made. Sometimes the person who's cooking the food adds sugar, and sometimes the person who's eating the food may add more sugar to something. So doctors recommend that for kids, they have no more than 6 to 10 teaspoons of added sugar a day. That's 24 to 40 grams of added sugar. And I did look up on the American Heart Association. They recommend for adults that women try to stay closer to 6 teaspoons of added sugar a day. Men closer to, they can be up to about 9 teaspoons of sugar a day. So again, that 6 to 10, somewhere around in that range, that equals 24 to 40 grams of added sugar per day. So I have these teaspoons on here because kids can relate to teaspoons. They know what a teaspoon looks like, and can be able to relate to that. And so let's compare some beverages. Are these drinks juice? So when I'm showing these a lot of times to kids, and even maybe sometimes even adults, the one on the right, if I were in the grocery store, I would automatically think that that maybe was juice because of the way it's packaged. And I can tell you many times, you know, kids think that both of these are juice, but they're not. We think they're real juice, but they're really fake. And so some things we want to look for down at the bottom, I have little highlights going around. We want to look for words that maybe say flavored fruit drink, fruit juice cocktail, and fruit drink. All of these have added sugar in them, and they're not real juice. Here's a picture of a nutrition label for a particular drink that looks like it might be juice, especially kids might think that. On the back of it, it says that it contains no juice, 0. And then at the bottom, one of the things that we want to limit is that high fructose corn syrup. It is in many of our drinks. So I'm going to stir our sloppy joes. It is in many of our drinks, and we want to limit that as much as possible. So when looking for juice, you want to look for that 100. Paxton, are you on here? You are, aren't you? And Tiffany's kids. So when you go grocery shopping, make sure that when you're looking for something that is fruit flavored, that you're looking to see if it has a 100 on the front somewhere. Sometimes it's really big, like on the juice box on the right, it's really big and you can see it really easy. But on the bigger container, for some reason, it's really tiny. And I have it circled in that yellow. The 100% juice is really small. So you have to almost be like a detective and really check out the fronts of the labels to see if it's real juice. So I have a little test for you. Adults and children can look at the screen. from these examples that I have on the screen, what one do you think, or maybe there's 2 or 3, are any of these real juice? What do we have to look for to know that it's real juice? Paxton, he's got his hand raised up. What do you think?
I think it's the top one in the middle.
The top one in the middle. Can you see that it says 100% apple juice? You see the 100?
Yeah.
Awesome. Do you guys see a 100 on any of the other ones? No. So all these other ones that kids typically like to drink are not real juice. Even the one that's really tricky for kids and even I think adults is the one on the right that says cran grape. The way it's packaged, it's not really packaged. It looks necessarily kid friendly. It looks more adult and looks like something that would be juice. But again, it's not. So Paxton, good job. Let's talk about some sugary beverages, soft drinks that we like to drink. And so how much sugar do these have? And again, doctors recommend that we have somewhere between 6 to 10 teaspoons of sugar per day. And all of these have quite a bit of sugar. So starting with the one on the left, we go from 54 grams of sugar all the way up to 80 grams of sugar. And all of these drinks have added sugar in them. So again, we go from 13 teaspoons to about 20 teaspoons. And doctors recommend that we only have about 6 to 10 teaspoons of sugar each day. I am going to go back because I think that I skipped over something and something I want to point out. There we go. So with those soft drinks and any other foods and drinks, you can look at the nutrition label and you can find sugars and divide by 4. This will convert it to teaspoons for you. So it's an easy trick to do. It's just kind of an approximate. So when I take 65 divided by 4, that is approximately 16 teaspoons of sugar. So you can see if we drank 1 of these Mountain Dews a day, we would have more sugar just from drinking 1 of those than what is recommended. And the sugar that is in soft drinks is all added sugar. There's no natural sugar in soft drinks. So thank you. Sorry, I skipped over that page. So drinking water is best. Do you all like, Paxton, do you like water? Tiffany's kids, you like to drink water? Yeah, so water is best and your body needs it to work properly and it has no sugar in it. Doctors recommend that we drink about 6 to 8 cups of water a day. That is a recommendation for kids. And if you are doing a go activity, you're being physically active, you are playing baseball, football, jumping on a trampoline, you're getting hot and sweaty, you may need to drink additional amounts of water. Water tastes great when you're thirsty, but what else can it do for you? Paxton, can you think of anything why it would be so good to drink water?
Because it's healthy for you.
Because it's healthy for you. Tiffany, any of your kids want to chime in?
I think they're too busy over there playing.
Oh, looks good.
Dad.
That's awesome. So water helps your body to bend and move. So when you go outside and maybe you're working in the garden or you're jumping on the trampoline or you're going for a walk, water helps your body to bend and move. It helps you to fight off illness. I know I've gone to the doctor before and when I've been sick and the doctor will say, make sure that you're drinking plenty of water. It also helps your body to cool off when you are hot. When you've been outside playing, doesn't it taste good to go inside and get a drink of water? Yeah, kids will tell you like at school, that's the first thing they want to do when they get inside school. They want to go to the water fountain and get a drink. It also helps your blood and your food move through your body. So many good reasons to drink water. But we do want to be careful because you can go to the grocery store and you can buy some flavored waters. And so be careful and make sure that you're looking at the nutrition label, because some vitamin waters can contain they contain added sugar, and they can contain as much sugar as a soft drink. So Paxton, will you guess for me? Which one do you think has added sugar in it? Do you think it's the one on the left with the berries on it, or do you think it's the one on the right? What do you think?
I think it's.
You think it's what?
I think it's the one on the left.
You think the one on the left probably has added sugar in it. Let's see. Oh, well, you had a good guess. It was actually the one on the right. It's the one that has added sugar. The one on the left had no added sugar in it. This one does. This one has 32 grams. So when I divide by 4, that tells me it has 8 teaspoons of sugar in that water. This is back to our go slow whoa, putting some of our drinks into a go slow whoa category. So starting with the woes, those would be things like our regular soda, even our diet sodas, the high sugar coffee drinks that we like to go to our favorite coffee shop and get. And most of those would be considered a woe. Energy and sports drinks are considered a woe. There is an exception with sports drinks, and those are doctors recommend that if you've been doing some type of go activity for an hour, you're hot and you're sweaty, that's a good time to have a sports drink. All other times, if you're just at home watching TV, that kind of thing, then water would be best. And then those fruit drinks that we talked about, the things that look like juice, but they're really not juice. And then in the yellow, the things that would be in our slow category would be low calorie, low sugar drinks. And then 100% juice is also considered a slow. And in our go category, we would have water, sparkling water, unsweetened decaffeinated tea, and 1% or skim milk. Those would be in the go category. Does anybody have any questions before I go further? Does anybody have any questions about any of the drinks that we've kind of talked about, added sugar versus natural sugar? Okay.
Sometimes we drink flavored water, like flavors of different kinds of fruits.
Say that again, Paxton.
Sometimes we have water that tastes like some kinds of fruits.
Oh, do you put fruit in the water?
No, we don't actually make it.
Oh, you don't actually make it. Well, that's good. The flavored water is really good, especially if you're someone who doesn't really like plain water. Flavored water can taste really good. Just be careful and look at the nutrition label and see how much sugar is in that flavored water, okay? Make sure it doesn't have too much of sugar in it. On this resource page, these are live links you should be able to click on. These are from the American Heart Association. And so they have a lot of good information concerning sugar on there. Sugar 101, and then ways to cut out added sugar in your diet. And then the other one is about kids, and that kids should be closer to 6 teaspoons of sugar, of added sugar per day. And so your challenge this week is go for a walk. So hopefully we're going to have some good weather now that we got the snow out of the way, and look for all the changes that are happening in nature. Check out your neighbors, what's going on at your neighbor's house, and what's budding, what's growing, what's blooming. Check those out as you go on a walk. Also, I have 2 challenges for food and drink this week is to check the nutrition labels. Choose an item with less added sugar. So if you're going to the grocery store and maybe you're choosing yogurt, check on there and see how much added sugar it has in it. See if there's one that maybe has less added sugar. And then try, instead of choosing a sugary beverage when you're thirsty, try drinking some water instead. Any questions before I stop sharing the screen? I'm going to stop. All right. So our turkey is finished cooking. Then it calls for a half a cup of ketchup to be added to it and a tablespoon of mustard to be added to it. And it did call for a half a teaspoon of sugar, but I'm not going to add the sugar to it. That's ketchup has some sugar in it, and so I'm not going to add even more sugar to it. If you are someone who maybe likes it a little bit sweeter, then you could always add that half a teaspoon, or maybe it's a whole teaspoon. And I will add, though, Worcestershire sauce. So our recipe that we typically use at home has some Worcestershire sauce, so I'll put a few shakes of that in there. And then this, once we get it all mixed up, is completely ready. That was fast and easy. What do you think? Paxton, would you try this? Do you like Sloppy Joe?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I know. Mm-hmm.
Yes, good. All right, so I'm gonna set this aside. I want to turn this down so it just stays warm. And we'll make our other, oh, about forgot I had earbuds in. That would be bad. With all my equipment on the island, I don't have room to have too much on here at once. Now we're gonna make a smoothie. Who likes a smoothie? Yum. This one is really easy. It is a favorite amongst kids when I go into the school, and my son loves it. He's 14. He loves this smoothie. In fact, he will be so happy when he comes home from his track meet today and sees that I have this. And I'll tell you a fun little thing that you can do too. So we're going to put in a banana, and then we have a cup of vanilla yogurt. So what I did was I bought 2 of these small cups, and I just needed like 1.5. So put all the yogurt in there. And again, when you're choosing yogurts, compare, check and see how much added sugar is in some of them. We need a half a cup of juice. Today I'm using pineapple juice. Do I have a 100 on there, Paxton? Can you see it?
Yeah.
Good. So I got real juice. I have 100% juice. So I'm going to put a half a cup in this. You could use apple juice, orange juice, or the pineapple juice, whatever you like. And then we need about a cup of fruit. So you can see I have a heaping cup of strawberries. These are frozen strawberries. I like to use frozen strawberries just because you can get them year round, and it helps make it really nice and cold. So then I have everything in there. Now we'll blend it all up. Let me pour it into a glass. If you like it a little runnier, you could add a little bit more juice to it if you wanted to, or milk if you wanted a little bit runnier. What do you think? Does this look good? So one fun thing that you can do with this is if you can use it as a smoothie, but my son also loves it when I pour it into ice cube trays and freeze it for popsicles. He loves that. So it's a good idea. Another way you can use it, if you don't drink it all at once, you could freeze some of it for a popsicle. All right. Anybody have any questions?
JJ, I have a random question. How long,
Sure.
if I pre-made some of those smoothies, how long would they last, like ready in the refrigerator, do you think?
Well, a lot of people will make them and, make them like the night before, and then that way they can have them in the morning time. So beyond that, I don't know how long they would last, but you could definitely do that at nighttime and then be good for in the morning.
That's a great idea. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for your question. Anything else, Paxton? Do you have any questions for me this week?
Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you this. Can you use other kinds of fruits in this smoothie?
Oh, that is a good question. Yes, you could use whatever fruits you want. Peaches, mangoes, blackberries, blueberries. You could go get a frozen bag of mixed berries, whatever you want.
Blueberries.
You could put as many blueberries that you could put blueberries in there along with the strawberries, or just put blueberries by themselves along with the banana. Good question. Well, thank you everyone for being on again this week. Thanks, Tiffany. I'm happy to see all your family with you today. That's great. Aw. So I'll look forward to seeing you all next week. So I hope that this week you'll try to pay attention to how much added sugar is in some of your foods and drinks and choose more water.
And I just want to say as a reminder, boxes will be ready for pickup tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. And we'll have the ingredients for the sloppy joes in there this week.
Yay. I hope you all try it.
Yeah.
Great. Well, I'll look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you.